Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, let me share this link on Twitter. We are here to talk about the Encore. Do you want more? Shout out to Jay-Z. Ooh, Jesus. Hit the link now and let's talk about this show. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. I am doing well. Hope you all are doing well. I think I'm just going to go ahead and start because I actually have a dentist appointment in a little bit. I detest the dentist. I can't freaking stand them because they always find something. But everybody got to run a business, right? Anyway, what's up, y'all? It's Kemaray. This is Kemaray Music TV. We are here to talk about the Encore. So let's get into it. Let me pull up my notes here. Turn up this brightness a little bit because I'm a little old. So last night, okay. So we open up the show with, Keely's meltdown. And the twins are trying to calm her down. I don't know which twin it is because, they don't do a good job of trying to make themselves distinctive, right? Fallon and Felicia, they kind of a packaged thing type of thing. But one of them is trying to calm Keely down and trying to talk to her and tell her, like, I apologize if I called you that. Like, let's start off with a clean slate. We're going to be all good. It's good. It's good. So Keely's freaking out. She's crying. She's hysterical. And I'm just confused. I'm confused at her role. Everybody got to have a role. Everybody got to have a job. Keely is very two-faced. She's very narcissist. And the more she's on the show, I'm just like, why are you here? What are you here for, honey? You're there because you say you're creative director, but you're not creatively directing anything. Instead, you're trying to direct stuff. Like when she was sitting at the chair trying to tell Irish what to sing in the studio, and she talking about, I can't deal with artists who don't know the words to the songs. I was like, girl, what are you there for? What are you there for? And can't even sing the line right. I don't know why she's there. I don't even know how she's allowed to be there this long. Like, why isn't there more of a push to say, like a producer pulling her aside saying, Keely, you either gonna have to be in the group or out the group. That's not happening. But anyway, so the ladies get together and this is all within this night of all the arguing. And Aubrey's like, you know what? This is what we're going to do. We know that we had to have 5 songs. At least 3 of them have to feature everyone. So let's kind of go through the motions, right? The first one is going to be all of us together, like our coming out song. The next one, you could do like a married type of song with all the married girls. That's Shamari, that's Irish, that's Lamisha, Nivea. I don't think Pamela was on that one. And then a faith type of song would be more for Pamela. Then a bird's eye, I think, was going to be more for that group that Aubrey was pushing for, right? Aubrey, the Cherished Girls, and maybe Shamari or Nivea. So they kind of got a game plan. They got some direction. The girls are excited. And even though it's seemingly like 2 groups, it's still like they're going to get the songs done that they need to do together in a bulk of the songs. And let's worry about the last 2 later, right? So Keely has a problem with Aubrey. I feel like she feels threatened by her. She's obviously mad because Aubrey came in and did her job. But the thing is, y'all don't have all this time to waste. Y'all literally have wasted days just arguing and going back and forth and ego tripping. It's like at least Aubrey's trying to get stuff done. She put some images together that the producers probably handed her. She's, spoken up like, let's do this, let's do that. She does the buffering and tries to make people feel good around her. And that's more than I can say about Keely. Now they do have two different type of leading styles, but Keely, how you gonna lead? Like you trying to pull at titles that I don't even think are necessarily supposed to exist, right? So the Bird's Eye song, I think, was initially written by the Cherish Girls because I think they had wrote it that morning. And so they're like, okay, this we're gonna keep this song. And there was another one called Skeleton or something. I got lost in the sauce because there was so many things happening. But Keely is still saying that she's not in the group. She's still saying that. And I just she is my, if I had to put two people at the very top of annoyed on this show, I would say Keely and I would say Lamisha. Okay, the twins are a lot, but I feel like they show improve. They deliver. Lamisha don't, and Keely don't. And to me, when you're in a group and you have crunch time, like you either have those people who are, if you're gonna complain, you got to be able to put forth a product because you're complaining about a leadership style, but you're not offering one. You're complaining about the creative directors, but you're not offering creativity in the form of direction. You're just not doing that. So how you gonna complain? How you come on. So let me see. Keely says that she's trying a different approach. She tries to get back cool with Lamisha in the morning, who is down there with no makeup. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it. No makeup on in front of the camera. It's like just walking around like it's whatever. This just kind of shows me like what kind of person Lamisha is, right? And Lamisha's complaining about Aubrey, saying that she's cutting her off, and the continuing theme that I see with Lamisha is that she always feels like somebody's doing something to her, and I don't necessarily feel like people are doing anything to her. It's just if you already feel insecure in what you have to offer, you're going to feel that way when you get around people who are extremely secure. And when people ask you to deliver, you're going to get defensive if you don't feel like you can do what others are doing. That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like is going on with her. Okay. So it's time for the married ladies to lay down their track. And I don't mean that as shade because I would be in that group as well. But it's time for them to lay down their track. They're all together in the studio. They're writing. And Misha's down there and Elijah's there, Cosign is there. So to me, like, this is money. This is time that we cannot waste. Aubrey goes up to get all the married girls. She's like, okay, y'all come on down. Y'all get with them now. We'll be in there later. And they're down there. And Lamisha, at first, she had this cool little rollout, like, this is what I do. And, I used to write for the group on our third album, and I wrote for Nivea, and I got the juice. I could do it. And I was like, okay. So this might be her thing. This might be her zhuzh, her thing, right? She get down there. And she's like, oh, I can't write as fast as y'all. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to do. Twins. Calls them down, not by their name. Fallon and Felicia's not hard to remember, especially because they be in everything, right? She calls them down for help with her writing. The very people that she's talking all this mess about, that's the problem that I have. You're talking all this mess about them. And you feel like, they too pompous and they don't, they're not team players, but you call them. Anyway, they come down and they're talking to her. I don't even think they stay down there long because Misha gets nauseous and she leaves. And I'm like, now that didn't have nothing to do with them twins. And it's that part for me. It's like every time it's time to show and prove, they don't have to be nowhere near you and you fall flat. If you could just be honest about that part, you could get some help in that department. But instead, you get nauseous. Irish runs up after you. You're laying down in the bed while the girls are in the studio with the producers. They asking, like, is she really sick? Like, time is money. We have crunch time. Like, come on, Lamisha. So Lamisha goes up to the room to go to bed. They get some stuff knocked out. They lay down some tracks. They're able to do some things, but they can't finish it all because they don't want to exclude her. She got to be included. So I'm like, Lamisha, you didn't wasted a night on y'all song, and you're gonna be complaining the next day. And she did. She was complaining the next day. So then the ladies just kind of get down there and decide, like, okay, we're going to burn the midnight oil because we didn't already wasted some time. We have to make up for this time, and let's start laying down the tracks for our song. So the ladies start getting in the booth. They vibing. They enjoying each other. This is the part about the studio that I love, right? When stuff starts hitting, it's vibing. It's late night, but you know, like, you're doing the work. You're doing the things. They coaching each other. They working really great as a team. But who is missing? Lamisha is missing. Y'all, Lamisha was outside smoking a cigarette. If you know me, I don't do the smoking. Because I really do believe it affects the vocal cords. It affects the longevity of the vocal cords. And especially if you got to sing today, the whole reason you are there. Now, she might be, let me backtrack. I'm not a smoker, so I don't understand what it's like to maybe need a cigarette. If she's feeling nauseous or she's feeling anxious, the cigarette might have been able to calm her down. I will give her that. But also, that cigarette might be the reason why you're not pumping out the vocals the way that you need to. And you could have been out there with a notepad writing. But see, it wasn't her priority. It wasn't her priority to do that. And that's what got me so annoyed. You came to the house and you knew I'm going to be in this power group with some girls who were in previous groups or previous artists. We're coming together to do the things, and I need to be on my stuff. I may not know who's going to be in the room, but this is not just a vacation and chill. Like, this is going to help me get back on. So the mentality that she's coming to this house with, it's annoying. It's annoying. She don't, and a lot of people bother me that are like this. Like, wake up with the mission on your mind, on your breath, to get things popping, to get things rolling. Instead, she just moseying on, lackadaisical through the house and smoking her cigarette, saying she feels nauseous. The ladies are like in the studio working. So I'm gonna get off her, but I just, the complaining. When you complain, you got to have something. You got to complain, but have the things. Complain, but have the things. Because if you don't have the room, you don't have the range, like they say. At least Irish is in there, she in there doing the things. Okay, so let me see. Oh yeah, I stopped taking notes. That's the problem. I can't take notes and be in Twitter. Or be on Twitter. So let me think. I believe this is when they, sit down with Sita asking, how's everything going? And Nivea tells her, no, it's not going well. The rest of the girls are like, oh, it's pretty good, trying to be polite. But we know it's a mess because these girls can't stop fighting. And if they could get past the fighting, they could get so much done. And it really is the egos. Like, I had this, I was this in the game, and I got this to offer, and I did. Like, okay. Like, we don't have to roll out the resume every time we have a disagreement. We know that you wouldn't be in this house if you didn't have the things. Can we move past that, though? Child. Drinking coffee before a dentist appointment. Anyway, so let me see how the show ended. They get together and it's time for them to vote on a queen. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, Pamela was in there with the choreographer. And we had a problem with Pam last weekend because she had homophobic tones. I know that generation, a lot of those things that were acceptable back then, they are no longer acceptable. I feel like she felt convicted in her spirit, like Funky Dineva was saying, like Ashley Miller was saying, like Rox was saying. She just felt a little convicted, right? And, don't want to go down that slippery slope. So instead, let me just dead it here. But she ended up like letting her slip hang, like Rox said. Okay, but anyway, she's in there with the choreographer, and I appreciate that because she knows the reason why she's there. She's working on the choreography because she's not that good at it. but she was giving a real tomboy tease. And I was like, yeah, girl, I could see you pulling the ladies. I can see you doing that. I can see you doing that. Anyway, so they vote on the next queen. Pam is pulling the records out, and Aubrey's getting a lot of the votes. Keely voted for herself. Sit down. Sit down. There were some votes for Irish. I think I was pulling for Shamari or Nivea just because they're just more level-headed. But everybody has a role to play. They may not be directors, right? I feel like Nivea could be. Shamari's kind of go with the flow. They both kind of are, right? So Aubrey ends up winning the queen. They sit down for dinner. Keely's pressed, per usual. And, Aubrey's sitting at the head. They're drinking wine, lots of liquor flowing. And that's my thing with Lamisha. I'd be wondering, is she off a sip or two? Because it just be real bold, real in your face all the time. So they sit down, they're drinking, and I don't even know how it starts off. I feel like Lamisha started off. I feel like she was like, and why does it feel like every time I come in a room, y'all got a problem with me? Y'all rolling y'all eyes, and it seemed like y'all talking about me, and y'all got a problem with me. And it's people like this. I'm like, of all the people, Lamisha, you feel like they just specifically got a problem with you? Or are you insecure about what you have to offer? You need to do the work, the internal work, because then it won't feel that way. Because if we're being honest, vocally, Irish is worse than you. But they don't have that same energy towards Irish now. Granted, I think that's what it was. The twins had went down the morning of, and they couldn't find Lamisha and Irish's track from the studio. And Lamisha talking about all that hard work we did. And I'm like, girl, you ain't did no hard work. You ain't did no hard work. And then Keely co-signing. I'm like, girl, you really ain't did no hard work. So Lamisha is got the liquid courage flowing through her veins, and she feeling real upset, real targeted. And Fallon and Felicia, they going back and forth. It's just a big thing. And I'm like, y'all really not gonna get nowhere. Aubrey can't get control of the group. So that everybody yelling, Nivea laughing, talking about the wine. And I'm like, how is we gonna get anywhere? Pamela not saying nothing. And I feel like when Pamela pop off, it's gonna be a sight to see, honey. It's gonna be a sight to see because she's just so even tempered. But it's like Lamisha and Fallon and Felicia, they constantly going back and forth. And the main thing is Fallon and Felicia feel like y'all are feeling really unappreciated. Y'all know that's their hit song. And that's what they kept saying. We feel unappreciated. And in a way, I see it because they writing and doing the bulk of the work. But also, y'all took on that role, but they only took on the role because nobody else was stepping up. You saw when it was Lamisha's time, she called the twins. So it's like, I mean, what y'all want them to do? Y'all calling on them and y'all want them to do the things, but they also do come with a lot of ego. If I hear Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, one more time, Chris Brown, one more time. Listen, your rep sheet, it don't matter here. Because like I said, you wouldn't be here if you didn't have all that. If you didn't have all that to offer. Your qualification got you in the door. Cool, we get it. So now it's like, what else? What else? We have to work together as a team because like I told y'all last week, this is not an elimination show. This is not last girl standing. So do the things to come together as a group. But also, Lamisha, quit whining. Stop crying. She be crying and I'm like, she got to have daughters they age, maybe not their age, but like in their 20s. She got to have kids in the 20s or late teens. So the fact that she can't work with them is really blowing my mind. We gonna see how it go next week because these ladies, it's like they can't get it together. And it really is stopping them between Keely and Aubrey, the twins and Lamisha, and then Pam's reluctance to do anything. When she said, oh, she was like, hold on. This song, it was cool at first, but I heard y'all say, ho, it ain't nobody Santa Claus. So we're gonna have to, we're not gonna be able to do this. I can't be on this song because the Lord, He told me I can't be on nothing that got a hoe up in it because my name ain't Santa Claus. And I was like, now granted, they could have changed the name to girls, these girls tripping or these girls, whatever. But Cherish is right. You gotta go with the vernacular of the day. And she know that. Pam know that. So to sit there and trip over one word, I was like, she gonna be the one. She gonna be the one. Because I just don't know how the song has to be able to hit the charts. And it's just not gonna hit the charts if it don't have the words that get to the girls of today. I don't know. Anyway, I got to get to this dentist appointment. I got about 4 minutes. At least my face is already done. My sister texted me. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this show. I see y'all. There's a couple people watching. Y'all didn't comment in the chat. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the show this week. Make sure you tweet with me every week. Live tweet with me as the show comes on. I'm Kim Ray. This is Kim Ray Music TV. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.